I am very excited to be giving this talk. It's a very long time coming, being a stay-at-home mom who went back into tech. So my name is Nisha Kumar. You can find me on Twitter over there. I am an open source engineer at VMware, 40% of the time. And 60% of the time, I am a site manager at Kumar, Mayernick and Sons, because that is my home. I do not get paid for the 60% of the time job. Okay, I would like to talk about housework. So in 2017, 78% of women in age 22 to 37, millennials, worked at least 50 weeks, and that was up from 72% in the year 2000. So there's an upward trend of women entering the workplace and working a full-time job. And yet, 19% of men reported doing housework compared to 49% of women. What that means is that women are still bearing the brunt of housework. And I understand where this is coming from. Nobody wants to do housework. It's boring and it's drudgery, and there is no such thing as dirt blindness, guys. Just clean. But really, the reason why nobody wants to do housework is because it is invisible, and it's invisible to a certain entity. Markets. That's right. You don't get paid to do housework. You don't get an award for doing housework. In fact, you get dinged for doing housework. Because here's the thing, businesses view home support as lost productivity for them. You are not, if you're doing housework, you're not making widgets. Or you're not producing a deep impact, I guess. I don't know what they call it anymore. But yeah, so it's a loss for them in their eyes. But the reality is that an employee's success depends on the performance of their home support staff. You cannot be a productive employee if you're worrying about what's happening at home. And this is something that businesses know, but they don't pay for, and they don't acknowledge. And the reason why they don't acknowledge is that there is a divide between what happens at home and what happens at work, and ne'er the two shall meet. Businesses also feel that the home is not a talent pool for them, and businesses also feel that the home is an unprofessional setting. So, very well then, let's talk about the skills that businesses are looking for. Women are awarded more bachelor degrees than men, and women are more likely to drop out of the workforce to care for the home. But what that means is that what you have at the home is a bunch of professionals who happen to be working in home management. These are professionals. They have degrees. They just happen to be doing home management. 57% of business leaders favor soft skills over hard skills, whatever you might call soft skills and hard skills. And I know that these are not the right terms, but that's the terms that they use. But the bottom line is that you don't need to be technical to be successful. So let's look at some of those soft skills that businesses are looking at. Time management. Everyone knows that home care requires managing multiple tasks in a limited amount of time. This also involves logistics for childcare. This involves logistics for elder care. It involves logistics in trying to place yourself in the right place at the right time for all the right people. Okay. Adaptability. Any home support person knows that in the event of an emergency, they will need to adapt, rethink, reshuffle, reorganize. And these are emergencies like an illness in the family, hospital care, sudden financial loss, sudden fire in the house, so home loss, income loss. You have to adapt to that. Collaboration. Many parents are involved in community groups like the PTA. In these community groups, they will need to work together with other parents to come up with solutions to problems that are often intractable. Problems such as how to get the best education for your child, or how to manage bullying, or how to provide money for extracurricular activities in school. Persuasion. Many parents are also their children's best advocates. So many parents are going to school boards, town hall meetings, any kind of community meeting where they will need to advocate for their child. So here's where their persuasion powers come in. And creativity. Parents often have to do more with less. What that means is that they have to be creative about managing space, managing budgets, managing money, juggling priorities. My mother-in-law is an amazing space organizer. She is also very creative about finding containers to organize in, such as this Costco box to keep all of our clothes, because we do not have enough containers. So parents and home care support staff pretty much cover all of the soft skills that businesses want. This is learned because they're in the field doing these, earning these skills and experiences in the skill. But what about these hard skills that businesses ask for? Well, at this point in tech, UX and AI or machine learning are the most sought after hard skills. Code schools cover these, including the low-level 100, 200 CS courses. Code schools have a smaller gender gap than a four-year degree colleges. There are 38% of code school graduates are women. What that means is that if you're a homemaker and you went to code school, you're basically a rock star. So I hope that this has convinced business leaders in the audience that rather than there being a divide between home and work, there's more of a collaboration between home and work, where employees can go home, attain some skills, come back to work and apply those skills. And anyone who is looking at resumes where a person is coming back from home, back into work from the home, consider the time management skills required to take care of a family. the quick thinking that is required in the event of an emergency. Oh, there it is. Yep, that's what I said. Participation in community groups, and persuasion skills required to keep people with disparate needs happy, and creativity, right? Because shit happens. The creativity required to raise a family with limited resources. Also, please consider code school grads when you are looking to hire. And thank you very much for listening to my talk. I really appreciate it.